All right, so we are going live across three platforms again, hence the twisting of the head currently. Hello everybody. My name is Lily McNamara, and I am with Lily of the Light. And I decided to do the 12 Days of Christmas for spiritual advice. And I love Christmas. For those of you who do not know and have not been watching a lot, I'm a Christmas hoe. I love it. It is awesome. I have a Christmas tree up year round. Yes, I do. And a Christmas village with different colored lights. The Advent calendar is up. We make homemade stockings. We make over 1,000 cookies and candies and treats for the holiday. This is my holiday. And when I say like I like Christmas, I mean I like the holiday. There's a meme on Facebook going around that's like, do you celebrate Yule, Christmas, Saturnalia? Yes, yes, yes to all. Yes, please. Yes, thank you. I want it all. And so with that, I really wanted to talk about the 12 days of Christmas as far as spiritual advice and how you can survive the holidays and what that looks like for me and what psychic messages I get. And so the first day, so the 12 days of Christmas is based on fucking Christian symbolism. And so that's not the direction we're going to go. FYI, if you're hoping for Christian symbolism, you're not going to get it. But Partridge in a Pear Tree refers to Jesus in the womb of Mary. So that's the actual meaning of it. We, however, are going to go a completely different direction. Stay with me, it'll be great. So, when I think of Partridge in a Pear Tree, it reminds me of that quote that I think it was Einstein who said, if you try to teach a fish to climb a tree, they will think they are stupid for their entire life. And I think that really resonates around the holidays as you go and your family members sit and look at you and ask that fucking question. What have you accomplished? And what they mean is, what have you accomplished that I measure through my stick? And the answer is nothing. I will never accomplish anything that anyone has their stick for. Don't try and measure your accomplishments based on what other people see as success. Hello, Terry. How you doing? So Terry just signed on to Facebook. I like saying hi to people. So if you bop on, please say hi. I'm a very, very chatty person. So with this, it's a reminder that even though there is a lot of shame and guilt around the holidays based on what people are measuring your worth to be all year round, based on what their values are, you do not have to have the same values, and you do not have to feel bad because you don't know how to climb a tree. If you are meant to be a fish, be a fish. I don't care, but your family might. And this is a really hard time for a lot of people with the expectations of others. And a lot of people have that cliche expectation, well, you're still single. When's that going to change? And for me personally, my advice is always take it to the extreme. Take it to be so offensive that no one ever asks you again. My grandma used to ask me questions. Where are you going? What are you doing with your life? Why are you so disappointing? My grandma is very old school. She thinks everything I do is horrible. And one day, I finally got really fed up. She wasn't nice. This is not me just being mean to an old person. She was being really douchey. And I finally just looked at her and said, you know what? I'm going to go do a gangbang. And then I'm going to go snort cocaine off a hooker's tits and join a biker gang just for shits and giggles and to see what I'm going to do that night. She stopped asking. She stopped wondering what I'm going to do. Now, I do not suggest you do that with your family unless you're ready for the repercussions. And in my family, there were no repercussions. It was just, that's Lily. Everyone take a step back and leave them the fuck alone. And that was very true for me. So it's like, as people are measuring you based on what you're doing or how you're doing it and how successful you are or not, remember that it's their stick, not yours. So during this time of year, not only don't judge yourself based on other people's perception of you, but also I want to ask you, what does your stick look like? What does your measurement look like? What does success and being a good person look like to you? I knew a gangster, a real thug, and you want to know, he held the door open for every single person. He always helped the old people with their grocery bags. That is so sweet. I don't know anyone in my generation who will do that besides a gangster. And it just blows my mind. Like, that was his stick. That was his measurement of being a good person. And it worked for him and it made him a good person. What is your stick? I don't care what it is. I'm not going to judge you, you know, but what is it that's important to you? What are your values? And are you living through your values? So with the partridge in a pear tree, what's actually important to you? What actually makes you feel like you've accomplished something? And I don't just mean like success in business wise, but with every aspect of your life. What makes you feel you've accomplished something in your mental, physical, or emotional health? What makes you feel like you accomplished something in your business or your family or your friends? So for me, what made me feel accomplished is my friend is moving away after a divorce, and I took it very well. I didn't take it very well. I took it very well in front of her. And then I mourned and I was like, oh, I'm losing a friend. And I'm not. There's still Zoom, but still. And so it was being able to be like, yep, I can be there for her 100% and then have my feels separately and not be that toxic person that's like, when are you thinking about me? No, she didn't need that. She needed a friend. She needed someone to be there for her. So my stick was good. I was happy with my stick to measure my decent human beingness. And I think that a lot of people get lost around the holidays of that quote of, like I said before, are you trying to climb a tree when you're a fish? I mean, you're going to feel like shit no matter what if you are doing that, if you are that desperate for other people's approval, people who don't know you, especially if you only see your family Christmas, Thanksgiving, and Easter. Why does their opinion matter so much to you? Why is this something that you even think about? Why is this something that you put value on? One, no one's opinion should matter, period. Yours and yours alone, that's it. But why these people? Is it because they're family? Why is that important to you? And there was one of my mentors, one of my first mentors, had said something that was along the lines of family is supposed to love you unconditionally. True? True. In a perfect world, family would love us unconditionally all the time. Why ever allow someone who is supposed to love you unconditionally to treat you that way? And the example was given, if a stranger walked up and said, you fucked up, you're not pregnant yet, would you allow that in your life? And if the answer is no, why would you not accept that behavior, that treatment, that criticism, that, quite frankly, douchiness from a stranger, but you're willing to accept it from a family member on a holiday that is supposed to be nice and happy? Because no matter what religion or holiday you are going by, this winter holiday season is supposed to be fun and loving and family and community. It is not meant to be judgy and douchey and expectations that are quite frankly impossible to meet. And I am saying this not only from like a spiritual standpoint, but like from a very personal standpoint. Most of the people who watch on a regular basis know that I love my parents very much. They are awesome. They are wonderful. They dealt with this in puberty. They're both saint-like for me. And I don't speak to the rest of my family because they're not a fan of me. And when I was a teenager, I realized that I only wanted to go where I was celebrated and not where I was tolerated. And holidays, they couldn't even tolerate me. They didn't like me in the room without harassing me. And I didn't want that in my life. And so I started going to friends' houses for holidays. Shout out to Bam. Yeah, I still do Thanksgiving with Bam. And it was going where I was celebrated. And with the partridge in a pear tree, go where you're celebrated. Go where people aren't going to judge you. Go where they are going to say, oh my gosh, it's so good that you're here. Yay. Instead of, oh, you're still messed up. And FYI, I am messed up. I think everyone's messed up. We're all weird on some level. But the way that I am messed up is that I have PTSD, which is obviously no fault of anyone's who has PTSD. And so the fact that that is a judgment for people is really difficult. So if you're in a family situation and they're judging you for things that you have no control over, like your mental health, if you have depression, anxiety, ADHD, PTSD, name something. If you have a physical illness, if you are going through a hard time, and that's the thing they're being critical of, they are, say it with me, douche. They are just not nice people. And that's fine. Don't be around them. Take some time. And if you have to be around family, because sometimes it's an obligation that not everyone is able to get out of, then be able to go, that's your stick. You measure yourself with your stick. I will measure myself with my stick. And you can do this out loud or to yourself. I'm a very out loud person. Like I said, I put my grandma in her place before. And so, but if it's just to yourself, say it to yourself. Do something that is good for you on these days that is stressful. And as I'm talking about this, I want you to remember that this isn't just like toxic or like shitty families. It is just family. Some people have very weird dynamics, and that doesn't make it good or bad. It just makes it, a dynamic. And so I'm not just talking about toxic, but I mean, if you're having a stressful time, be aware of that within family and know that it's part of family, but also you do not need to accept less than what you're worth to make this holiday work. This is not the time to marathon sprint through hoops for them. It's exhausting. It's painful. And quite frankly, it doesn't burn calories. So fuck it. Why do it? And it's being able to acknowledge that their opinion doesn't matter. I want you to walk into this knowing that like they're going to have opinions and that it may hurt in the moment. I'm not saying it's not going to hurt. Like when I get critiqued, it still hurts. I am very sensitive. I do not appear sensitive to a lot of people. But I am. I take criticism very hard. And I deal with it. I have my feels and then I deal with it and get better. But I'm not saying like it's not going to hurt. I'm saying don't let that be the thing. Their measuring stick of your self-worth, of your success, of your life is what you need to live by or love by or accept yourself by. If they can't accept you for who you are, they are not meant to be in your life. If they are a monkey and you are a fish, find other fish. Fish celebrate fish. Monkeys celebrate monkeys. That's absolutely fine. Remember that not everyone is going to have the same views or do the same things. If we were all the same, life would be boring and awful. Because guess what? I am high king shit at spirituality. Tarot, psychic medium, galleries, yum, yum, yum. Yes to all. Thank you. I have a low tire in my car that I cannot fix. Because every time I try to fill my tires, they just get lower. And no matter how many times people show me how to do it, I still can't do it. And so I have either honestly a parent or a friend take my car and do it for me, because that is something that I need someone else to do, that I need the monkey while I'm a fish. And so if you embrace the differences, then it makes it easier. And it's like, oh yes, you do things that I can't do. I love mechanics. I am not, people ask me, what kind of car do you have? And now in my mid-30s, I am able to say I have a Dodge Journey 2013. When I was younger, when I first got, a car, 16, 17 years old, it's a car. I learned it was a sedan with 4 doors. And that's it. That's all I got. I was like, I don't know. I don't know what it is. And they're like, what's the make and model? And I'm like, her name is Rachel. She's beautiful. Because I name my cars. I've had Rachel, Beth Ann, Lena, and I think Vanessa. But so it's being able to love yourself for who you are and not measure yourself by anyone's stick. Remember that going where you're celebrated and not where you're tolerated may be going away from your family or your home for the holidays, and that's okay. That not everything is meant to be perfect, or it's messy. Family's messy. The holidays are messy. Cut yourself a fucking break. And while yes, you cut your family a break too, you do not tolerate mistreatment ever. If someone says, it's the holidays, and that's their excuse, that's their reasoning behind being allowed and permitted to treat you bad, they are a garbage human being. They are shit. Do not pay attention to them. The holidays is not an excuse to tear someone down because they don't have a life like yours. The holidays is meant to be fun and happy and filled with cookies and garlands and shit that's fun to do. And so it's being aware of that and being okay with that and being okay with yourself. So whatever stick you measure yourself by, I hope you enjoy that. I hope you love that about yourself. I hope that you sit there and say, I am enough, and I am, whether you're a monkey, a fish, a turtle, I don't care. Whatever skill set you have is worthwhile. Whatever you bring to the table year round is worth it. And I think that a lot of people forget that around the holidays because there's a lot of pressure, either toxic or just weird family dynamics. And that's not what the holiday's about. And so go forth and have a great holiday. Thank you for listening to my tangent about the partridge in the pear tree, which turned into a measuring stick. See how it just, we let the intuition take us wherever it's going to take us, and then it just comes out. So I actually do not prep for these things because I want them to be fully authentic and have the message just come out, the psychic message. Whereas if I actually like took notes and stuff, it would be less authentic to the psychic message and more about my opinion. And that's not what we want. We want you guys to have the psychic message from the universe during this holiday. Okay, so I will be doing the 12 days of Christmas. This is the first one, Partridge in a Pear Tree. And tomorrow will be Two Turtle Doves, and that will be at 7 o'clock Central Time. Again, there will only be 2 days that I can't do 7 p.m. It'll be on Saturday because I am going to, I shit you not, it's called a Saturnalia. It's based on Saturnalia, but it's a left-hand path group that's putting it on. And they're super sweet, and they want to celebrate the holidays. So why not? Get some culture, get some diversity. It's super cool to be around different people and see what they think and get some perspective. It's beautiful. So I get to go and have a vendor booth there with a nonprofit that I help at for the season. And then on Tuesday, I will not be doing it because I will be teaching a class. So that one will have to probably be earlier. But other than that, 7 p.m. Central for the 12 days of Christmas. And make sure that you log on and chat and share and interact, because as you guys can see, if people say hi, I will say hi back. I will absolutely give you a shout out. If you have questions based on the theme or not on the theme for self-care during the holidays, please tell me. Please ask. Be involved, interact. While I can talk to a screen forever, I would much prefer to talk to you. So get on, get interactive, have fun, and I will see you all tomorrow. And now I'm going to turn off all the screens. So there's one. Thank you, everyone.